they will be handed out.
Yeah, hand out those
I
lists,
already
man.
know what you're talking about, too.
All right, everyone. Hey, welcome to another episode of Basement Radio Arcade Podcast. We are live, finally, 15 minutes late. I apologize.
Better late than never, dude.
Exactly. Better late than never. I had some technical issues that I figured out and finally got on. So welcome, everyone. We have a great show tonight, by the way. We have two special guests I want to go ahead and introduce first. Making his first appearance on the Brad Podcast, Mr. Xbox 448. What is going on, man?
Hell yeah. What is going on, people? It's been a long time coming, but I am officially on BRAP tonight, yo. Enrique, everybody on the panel, guys, I am excited. I saw the topics, and we have a lot to talk about tonight. I can't wait to get into it, yeah.
Yeah, we do, man. And I just want to say I had a blast Friday night, or I'm not sure, it's Saturday night, on your podcast, man. So I did provide a link below. Please, guys, check out his podcast. The link's below in the description. Give those guys a listen. Great energy, great show. And I gotta say, man, that introduction, I love that intro, man. It got me hyped. Dude,
yeah, like I said, I took growing up, I was a big wrestling fan. Not so much now. I veered off of it, but having I felt like having like a wrestler announcer type intro would get everybody pumped, and I guess it's working, man. It seems to be.
Nah, it definitely is, man. And make it his second appearance on the Brad Podcast, Mr. Boomstick XL. What's up, Boom?
What's going on, man? Listen, this is awesome. I know we've had some difficulties in the last couple of weeks, always trying to line something up, but yeah, listen, you know what? This is a great show. You have fantastic topics. The panel is definitely banging. So let's get the show on the road.
Definitely, man. And hey, great to have you back on. And by the way, guys, check out his podcast. It's in the link below as well.
I appreciate it. Thank
you. No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And without further ado, my panel, B Money, what is going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
You're
glad to be here for another great Wednesday, you know.
Yes, sir. We got a lot to talk about. And the man, Mr. Loaf himself, Slow-Mo, Backslap. What is going on, man?
I don't know about that title, but what's up, man? How's it
going? We just like to give Slow-Mo a hard time, man. But he's Slow-Mo's a good sport, man. And I should say very knowledgeable when it comes to gaming-related topics, even though we don't agree all the time. But it's all good. And also, Gaming Forte, what is going on, man?
Nah, man, what is up? Second day off from work. Got to go back tomorrow. And Slow-Mo, you know I love you, man. So I wonder what today's argument is going to be about.
It's probably, I don't know what it's going to be about, but it's probably going to take up about 20 minutes of our time. I'm pretty sure.
I'll say this: the viewer count goes up as soon as you guys start arguing.
Yeah, I can
definitely see that
happening. Come on, man. We want to hear something. Let's go.
These guys, I don't know, like if people are waiting. I think like someone's like in the Hangouts or in the live chat waiting, and as soon as they start arguing, he probably sends out like Twitter DMs that they're at.
We'll give it time. Someone will it won't even need to be me. Someone will slander Destiny, and then Forte will come in like that white knight with his
I slandered it today in the video, sir. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Hey, if that happens, I got your back. Just to let you know, I got your back, man.
There you go. Yeah, I actually had something negative to say in the video today, Slow-Mo. You'll be happy to know that.
I need to watch that. Can you give me a little of what this slander is about? Because I mean, if you're
it's Eververse related, of course.
Oh, of course.
So yeah, go check it out.
The year one emotes, right? They changed the color. So
they changed the color and made it so you can only buy it. Like, why can't I earn this in game?
What?
I have to buy it.
What?
Yeah, buddy. Dirty. I know where you're going, man.
I just happened to go look, and I was like, "What is this? Oh, year one emotes. Oh, how much? How do I get them? Oh, you have to actually buy it with silver." I was like, "Come on, man!"
But it's not the traditional year one. Like, that I like that they changed the color on it. But yeah, you're right, man. You can only buy it. That's it.
Yes, it. No, do all the bounties and complete them and get it. None of that type of stuff. It's just this is how you get it, and that's it. And that's kind of, and they've been on such a really good track record right now. And it was just as soon as I saw it, I was like, come on, man, you give us everything we want in the game when it comes to like earning stuff, and then you do this.
Typical Bungie, man. Typical Bungie, yo. When you're on a good track, hey, let's go back to Eververse. Let's go, people.
What do you like that love-hate relationship you had when you're growing up as a teenager with a girlfriend?
Oh, Lord.
That's what that is, man. When I haven't had a chance to see your video yet, Forte, I'm gonna check it out. When I saw what you posted, what the title was, I'm like, if Forte's posted this video, some shit's gone bad. This isn't good.
Yeah, because I don't take time out to post no video in the middle of a game, man.
Exactly.
Screw that, yo. Especially
I've been getting DMs lately, like, dude, you ain't made a video in 2 weeks. I was like, bro, because I've been playing games. I was like,
you're also on vacation too, man.
Well, I was on vacation for a week, but I also really envy like Boone and SBot. You guys have a real nice balance when it comes to like still making content. I haven't gotten to the point where I feel like I need to make a video or want to even do a video when I'm gaming. So I really envy the way that you guys do it.
I appreciate it, man. Yo,
thanks, dude.
Some topics just get kind of like under my skin, and I'm gonna keep thinking about it until I put it out there. And I think the last couple of days, I think that's what my videos have been, like little things that are kind of getting under my skin. I'm trying to release them out there. I'm trying to hear what the community says as well. It's like, are people as pissed off about certain things as I am, or am I?
I also want to give a shout out to Saudi. I was watching the stream with Boom and Saudi earlier today.
Oh, that was great.
I almost made that man go to tears.
No, he did, dude. He was balling. I had to take over the show.
Yeah, man, it was rough.
But you know what? For good reason. Yeah,
definitely was.
Community came out in a big way. Wow, man. I mean, Van, if you don't know who that is, Mr. Midlife Crisis, yo, he was dropping bombs in the super chat, and it was just the community came out in such a big way. I was so happy for Salty. I was really proud to have been a part of it. I mean, it's a new show we're doing. I'm doing 3 live shows a week, so trying to keep up with that is it's cut into my gaming, but I love it so much, man. It's just so that's one of the new shows that me and Salty do on Wednesdays.
Oh, three shows is rough, huh?
Well, I mean, technically I have 4, but because Crossfire, but 3 that I do. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with it. I really am.
Hey, speaking of Mr. Midlife, aka Butcher Van, he is in the chat right now. What is up, brother?
What is going on, man? Welcome to Brat, brother. So, hey, real quick, guys, I do want to, because we started late, I do kind of want to get to these topics real quick, because we have a bunch of topics to talk about. Did you guys, and I don't, full disclosure, I don't really follow BlizzCon whenever BlizzCon is.
Oh, I got some words for that.
Oh yeah,
I do too.
So there was some drama. So the one time I really start reading up on BlizzCon is the drama regarding Blizzard's announcement of Diablo Immortal, which almost seemed to kind of break. I don't want to say break the internet, but definitely broke the forums, Blizzard's forums. I was reading some of the fan feedback, and it wasn't very nice.
Oh no, and rightfully so. But we'll get into that.
Yeah. So and then we'll touch on Kotaku's article about how there was supposed to be an announcement, and I think they retracted that now, saying there wasn't something planned that got pulled last minute regarding the actual new Diablo. But anyhow,
it's a little weird. It's like they said that they didn't have anything planned, but they definitely had something made. So at some point, if you made something for BlizzCon, somebody planned for this to be shown at BlizzCon, but they're just saying, "Oh, but we never actually planned on showing it." It's just like, well, why did you make it? That's just weird. So there's a lot of there's a lot. It's a little wishy-washy right now. I don't know.
I got some salt to be handing out.
Yeah, we don't have time to explain with something that we actually made. That's the saying right now.
Yeah, and, it's interesting because it almost so BlizzCon to me is always kind of, again, when I have followed it, it's always kind of delivered and given its fans what the fans have wanted, and I don't think they're clearly by the reaction, I don't think the fans wanted a mobile game. I dibble dabble Diablo. I'm not a diehard Diablo fan, but even I, like when they were like, okay, we're announcing a Diablo Immortal, which is a mobile version of the game. I'm like, oh, okay, like that's interesting.
Very.
Yeah, but to those who have salt on the podcast, on the panel about BlizzCon and Blizzard potentially dropping the ball here, and Boom, I think I heard you chime in, say that you had some things to say about this. Why don't we let you kind of get the first the worded on
the first jab?
The first jab.
It's gonna be a sucker punch. Is what
There you
it's gonna
go.
be.
I'm looking forward to it because I got one too.
Here's the thing. If you are a gamer, like most of us are, when there are certain things, there are certain events that you'll say the name of it, and it rings with excitement. You say E3, you get excited. You say Gamescom, you get excited. You say PSX, you get excited. When you say BlizzCon, you, as a fan of gaming, will be like, yeah, that show is usually dope. Okay, they're gonna drop bombs at this show, and they dropped the bomb in their pants. Because here's the problem, okay? A lot of people who are Blizzard fans travel across the country to get to this show. And if you've ever traveled for, an event like an E3 or something, it's expensive. You have your flights, you have your car fare to and from. You have your hotel, you have your food, you have the ticket that you have to buy for the event. So at the end of the day, an event like BlizzCon will probably cost a fan around between $600 and $700, right? And you go to these shows because you are a fan, you want to be a part of this amazing community, and you want to be excited. You want to be able to say, I was in the crowd when they announced this. And that's something like I'm talking about, and I'm getting goosebumps because I wasn't even there. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. If I was there, God damn it, I'd have been pissed as all hell. And I'm going to tell you why. They waited to the end. And I'm telling you, I didn't watch it live, but like my wife and I, we're Diablo fans. We get down. Like we're old school, top down D&D fans. Like we played Baldur's Gate on the PS2. Champions of Norath. 1 and 2, which I still have, and we still play. Fantastic titles. So I was expecting to be like, honey, Diablo 4 was just announced. Let's get rolling. And they announced a mobile game. They kept everyone. They held the curtain closed up until the 24th hour and pulled it and said, guess what, everyone? This is what we got. Boo. I'm telling you right now, that was horrible. And there's been numerous leaks, like you said, about they pulled the announcement of Diablo 4. They had a video. This has been confirmed by Kotaku, okay, and other sources that they had something to show Diablo 4 related, and they pulled it. And you know what? Shame on Blizzard. This is a terrible, terrible way to treat your fans, man.
Hold on, you say shame on Blizzard, and I can understand disappointment here, and I am going to voice my opinion. I don't just go with kind of like the popular thought and everything like that. Of course, there's going to be disappointment, but when it comes to BlizzCon, let's be honest, it's not just about one announcement. It's an entire kind of like environment. It's an entire experience. It's not just one thing, but like we don't know why they pulled it either. There could be a very viable reason on why they pulled it, and now some companies will try to kind of put it under the rug if there's an issue and they can't fix it, and they switch it out, they put it under the rug. You know what I'm saying? That might be what happened, and then I also got a feel for developers and publishers with a certain situation. I don't know if you guys realize this, but with the like success of like Fortnite and this younger generation of gamers. Mobile gaming is at an all-time high. And it's like these companies want to get in, they want to make that money there, and invest it across the board, make more games, PC games, console games, more mobile games. And, they want to keep their company rolling. And it just seems like anytime you saw it, I know I saw it with E3 at Xbox when they announced Gears Tactics. People were like, oh man, really? Oh, come on, man. What are you doing? It's like, well,
and Gears Pop.
And it's like, the mobile gaming space is getting absolutely huge. And it seems like either the more traditional gamers or the console gamers like are trying to tell developers, yeah, you can't use a main stage to show those kind of games off. No, those aren't the games that we want to see. And it's like, well, damn, you want them to succeed. You want them to grow as a business. You want them to make more money so they can make more console games, PC games. Let them show their mobile games on a main stage, man.
Yeah, but here's the problem, Bot. And I'm sorry. Let me just jump in real quick. The problem with that, Bot, is this. There's supposed to be a show of respect to your fan base, which they have apparently lost. And if Blizzard themselves were making this so-called, Diablo, a phone or tablet game, then you might be able to get away with that. But this is being made by a third party that no one's ever heard of. And it's reskins on top of that.
I'm not saying that they're doing everything like fucking angels here. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if I could swear here either.
No, you can. It's fine, man. We drop. Yeah, we cuss all the time.
All right, I'm just saying. I'm trying to be respectful as much as possible. Let's be honest. There's no company in any industry that has halos over their heads. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, for people to completely trash the experience over one announcement, I think they might be a little narrow side. That's just my opinion. I'm not a big BlizzCon person anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about this like somebody who's looking through the store window in the front. I'm not inside trying to pick up anything.
Yeah. B-Money, you were gonna say something, man?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, Xbox kind of brought up the fact that Microsoft showed off a mobile game and a PC game at the Xbox show, but that was my gripe with the entire E3. Like every presentation had a mobile game at it. You know what I mean? There was even one presentation, I believe it was Ubisoft, where they sat down on the couch and they played a mobile game for like 20 minutes. It was fucking ridiculous. Like if I flew all the way to LA to sit in an auditorium to watch somebody else sit on the couch and play a fucking mobile game, I would be highly upset. You know what I mean? So I understand, like, as a consumer and as a fan, you know what I mean, the frustration that those people felt, especially with them ending on a mobile game. Like, could you imagine being a Microsoft show and they ended on a mobile Fable game?
Great point right there too,
you know what I mean? Like, that's fucking bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You spend all this money to get there, you fucking cosplay and take all your time because like you're super into this, you know what I mean, BlizzCon and you know what I mean, Blizzard and their products and shit. And then you get there and they fucking end on a mobile game. It's fucking bullshit.
So B, it sounds like what you're saying is like maybe that forum, that this kind of event isn't maybe necessarily the best place to announce a game like a mobile game like this.
No, if you're gonna announce a mobile game, do it at a mobile conference. We just saw Apple event. They showed 2K playing on the new iPad. They Apple talks about how their new iPad is going to rival the Xbox One S and all this nonsense. So you go there, you show your fucking game there. Like that's the audience it's going to buy your game anyway, because you're talking to the mobile audience. Like, don't come to this big space and announce your fucking mobile game. Nobody cares about it anyway.
Now.
Go ahead, Forte.
Now, the one thing I went to BlizzCon last year, and one thing I will say for B,
did you cosplay?
No, I didn't cosplay. I just went with I went with a backpack on my back and a Blizzard t-shirt on. That was the extent of my cosplay. So, man, the one thing I would say looking at this event from afar was B is absolutely right in one regard, but I will push back a little bit on one thing. I don't have a problem with them announcing a mobile game at BlizzCon because that's their centerpiece stage for everything that they do around Blizzard Entertainment. My problem is if they are going to basically delete an announcement of Diablo 4 out of their presser or out of their event, they should have deleted this announcement with it too. Because one thing, a lot of people gave Microsoft a lot of problems, slack, just because they announced a tactics game for PC. Now, a lot of people really didn't truly care because they had so much other stuff that they talked about. They also talked about Gears of War 5. They showed it running in game.
Real quick with Gears 5. They're like, yo, throw that in there.
Right. So they actually showed, they showed what mobile was, and then they also showed what the hardcore fans that are on console and PC are going to get. So they kind of get a little, like, hey, we didn't too much care about that one announcement, but you gave us Gears 5, and that's all we really care about. The fact that Blizzard didn't give us anything for the hardcore people that are really into Diablo, and that is by far the most played game on the Blizzard launcher that I have, to this date, because I love Diablo. And I was really, and the rumors have been circling about something about Diablo being the launch. So if they already know this, they know about the forums, they know about all of the different YouTube channels talking about their anticipation for a new Diablo being launched. If you know you're not going to be able to have your flagship version of your title announced at this event, then you can't give us the watered down version of it. That's just going to make the whole fan base go up in a frenzy, because I really felt exactly how that guy said on stage, where he was like, hey, is this like some out of season April Fool's joke? Because I laughed. I was like, dude, that's exactly how everybody in this community feels right now. And Blizzard just seems like they're so out of touch when it came to like the community right now, because not only did they like not really identify with what people were saying, they actually laughed it off. It's like, hey guys, you all got phones in your pocket. We all got phones in our pocket. That's not the point. This is BlizzCon, and you're not talking about the one thing that BlizzCon is about. And it's about PC, about gaming, and everything outside of that comes second. People don't go like Boom said. It costs like $800 to $1,100 to go to BlizzCon. It's in Anaheim, California. Disney World is right around the corner from there. It's not cheap to go there. Jeez, So I just really wish they would have when they said that this was something that was announced to come out and they pulled it, I wish they would have pulled this with it. It would have sucked for people that went to the event and didn't get a chance to see anything about Diablo. But from what we got, I wish they never even talked about it.
Yeah, the reaction would have been totally different. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, your Diablo 4 wasn't there, but you don't have that negative taste in your mouth.
Exactly.
Like, you announce this is what we wanted. You know what I mean? I'd rather you announce nothing than to announce something that is not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, there would be no backlash if they just didn't announce anything, or
we didn't have nothing to show.
If they came out like say a couple days before the conference and say, "Hey, look, Diablo. I know you guys are thinking Diablo 4 is going to be here, but we're not going to show Diablo 4 yet."
Well, they said it 2 weeks before, on October 17th.
No, I thought they actually said they're not going to show Diablo 4.
According to Kotaku, they 2 weeks before BlizzCon, Blizzard put out on a blog post that essentially told fans Diablo 4 was in the works, but will not be at the show.
Okay, but then
I mean, they could have just thrown Diablo 4 up on the screen. People probably would have been happy, right?
Yeah.
Like Bethesda did that at E3. They just showed you logos of Elder Scrolls 6. It's not even Elder Scrolls 6.
If they announced that, though, if they did say that, we are working on it, but it's not going to be at the show, that changes everything for me. That changes absolutely everything for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my biggest thing was, why did they pull it? But now, if they announced it before time that it wasn't going to be there, why would people go there and expect to see that?
Yeah, and then you know what? From what I heard of what they were going to show, it was like one of the producers talking about the game. Like, why pull that? It's a guy talking about a game that you're absolutely going to play. Like, what's the problem here? You don't have to show us gameplay or a vertical slice. It's a dude talking. You can't show a dude talking. That's a little. I mean, I understand that it's had somewhat of a difficult development, having been rebooted already in this development and gone through two different directors. But you can't just say, "Hey, look, we're making the game. I think it's going to be awesome," and have the one of the directors up there talking it up. I think that could be a good 2 minutes that people would have come away feeling a little bit better about the experience instead of seeing, the last thing on stage is a mobile version of Diablo, and not even just a mobile version of. We're talking about a reskinned version of a Diablo clone. So it's a clone of a clone. That's pretty bad. It's a clone of the actual game that they wanted. That's even worse. This is. I mean, I agree with a lot of the points you guys have been making, but like when I think about Blizzard, I think about a company that has exuded greatness. All throughout their tenure as game devs. I mean, they're up there with Rockstar. They're up there with Naughty Dog. They're up there with the very best. Mm-hmm. And when you think about BlizzCon, you're expecting, like, I remember Overwatch being shown at BlizzCon. I remember, like, they're great games they're going to come out with being shown at BlizzCon. A mobile game that you're not even actually making. Why is this here? You know, why would you think about your demographic? You have a room full of PC guys, and you're going to show them a mobile game. Why do they care about that? They're PC guys. Right. They don't play on mobile. It's like, what happened to? And it brings me back to what the former producer who used to work on. He was on Twitter talk about this. He used to work on World of Warcraft, and he worked on Diablo 2. And this guy went in. He went in on Blizzard. He's like, they don't understand their community anymore. And ever since they got purchased by Activision, it's like they're slowly starting to drift away from what their community has been following them and been loyal to them for. And I really have a big problem with the gaming media treating them like they're entitled gamers. Look, if I spent $1,100 of my money to be there, you damn it, I want to see Diablo. I don't want to see Diablo Mobile. And yes, I've already spent my money to be there. And if I'm disappointed, I'm gonna let you know. There's nothing wrong with that.
Lemma, what if they told you though 2 weeks before the show that the game's not going to be there?
Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. But still, to show a mobile game there, show me something else.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
The problem is this. This is the first time they did this. A lot of people don't know Hearthstone is on mobile too. They didn't announce Hearthstone at BlizzCon though. They announced that in the middle of in the spring.
And you can play Hearthstone on PC. And you can play it on PC.
Yeah, you can play it on both. But when they announced it for mobile, they didn't do it at BlizzCon. They did it as a press release in the middle of the summer or the middle of the spring, actually in April of 2015. So I don't know what made them feel like they had to do this. And I get it. Mobile's the biggest, man. Yeah, mobile's the biggest platform. We all know that. And the one thing I do really sympathize with the fact is, of all of the IPs that Blizzard have, Diablo is the one IP they have that has no true monetization model around it. Ever since they changed the whole what's the name system where they had the
where you could
sell auction house.
The auction houses.
Where they had the auction house, they literally gutted the whole monetization away from that game. So I know that they want to get something out there to actually fund the development for the next Diablo game. But that still doesn't mean the fact that you go to BlizzCon and talk to people that do nothing but pretty much click on a keyboard and mouse for 12 hours a day and run greater risk for 40 hours. For 100 hours a week. They're not going to do that on a mobile game. I just don't get. I just think they lost touch with who their fan and player base was when it came to that announcement.
You know what's funny about this? I hear gamers here frustrated and everything like that. But at the end of the day, when the new Diablo comes out, everything's going to be peachy again. Blizzard is still Blizzard, and everybody's just going to move on from it, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's 100% true.
That still doesn't change the fact, though, man.
It's like Rockstar Crunch. No one's talking about Crunch anymore. Everyone's playing
Crunch
too. Hey, Slow-Mo, that Crunch works, man.
Hey, man, look.
Hey, Slow-Mo was fighting that good fight for a while.
No, look, AC Odyssey was created with no crunch, said by one of their team leads. So hey, it can be done.
Wait. AC Odyssey actually was built on the platform that they previously had from the year before.
Nope, they was made by two different teams at the same time. They may have shared assets.
They shared assets.
They may have shared assets, but hey, look, this is a game that got an 87 on Metacritic. Okay. It did very well. It's a very good game.
Is it considered
crunch?
Is it considered a masterpiece?
Why we got to add all this extra stuff? Because I said it's a good game. I said it's a good game.
There's a difference between an 84 and a.
Why are you trying to water it down? Why are you trying? Why? Wait, is it game of the generation? Is every game of the generation?
No, but why make a point?
I didn't make a comparison. You just made a comparison. All I said was, here's a game that was made.
And no
crunch.
No crunch game. Get you game of the generation. Crunch no crunch. Game of the generation.
Hey, look. I like people being able to go home and see their kids at night. So I'm gonna take that ACR to see.
Bring your kids to the office. It's all good, man. You just bring them with you to work.
Have a daycare. Right there in the office.
Just sit them in the corner so they can and just hand them your phone. They can play Diablo Immortal.
That's good, boom. That's real good.
The most competitive version of Diablo 3 on it, which is
my god, they should put that in the commercial. Hey, while you're crunching at work, play some Diablo Mobile with your kids.
Diablo 3 on Switch is the best version on console. That's better than the Xbox version and the PC version.
Wait, which game? Say again.
Diablo 3 that just released on the Switch.
It's fantastic.
It's the best version
have to get it, dude.
Released on console.
It looks so good.
Yes, on the Switch.
I gotta get back.
Okay, I watched Digital Foundry's video. They said they said it was like max 960p, and I think it hit like the lowest it hits was like 720p. But they had to remove some of the visual effects like the bloom and things like that. But as far as it performs,
it consistent 60 frames per second at all times.
Really?
Wow, that's nice.
I'll take that.
Massive in that game,
and you get used Ganondorf. I mean, come on, dude.
You get a skin for him. Yeah.
Wait, this is on the Switch.
Yes.
Yeah, on Switch.
Oh,
and I bought
sold.
it. Dude, I was running Greater Risk the other day while I was in that hospital with my daughter while she's getting her checkup. I was like, oh, this is great.
That was made by Iron Galaxy, right? Iron Galaxy put that one together, right?
They port for it, yeah.
Yeah, they've done good ports in the past. I can't think what other game do I have that they did a port for? I can't remember.
All right,
it'll come back to me.
Well, guys, hey, great opinions and thoughts on the whole BlizzCon fiasco, and we're not going to argue crunch and versus no crunch. We're gonna because the proofs. You know what? As they say, the proof is in the pudding.
You just said we're not going to argue. Why you trying to throw shots?
The proof
trying to throw shots, man.
No, Red Dead Redemption 2 is considered probably game of the generation. So that being said, we're going to move on to our next topic. Moving along. We have some big PUBG news, guys. I don't know if you guys saw this, but
you said big.
I don't know how many people care about this news.
Well, I think it's big for PUBG. I mean, look, they have drawn the line in the sand of the comic book wars.
Yes,
they're aligning themselves with DC Comics. They're going to have
losers.
They're going to have Harley Quinn
lose this battle.
Oh wow! They're going to have
Fortnite gonna have all the Marvel characters soon.
Yeah, really. They're going to capitalize on the next Avengers movie. You watch. So DC Comics are going to have two Suicide Squad. Where they're going to have the Suicide Squad. I can't even talk. Suicide Squad. Thank you. Versions of Harley Quinn and the Joker as playable characters or skins in PUBG. I can't say I'm overly excited about this because I don't play PUBG, but I believe Slobo brought to my attention that these skins are going to cost how much again?
$25.
Excuse me?
20 for the Joker, 25 for Harley. And let's be honest, you saw the way they put together the Joker. Nobody.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
He looks terrible.
Guys, does that even look like Jared Leto's Joker?
It doesn't look like Jared Leto at all.
No, it looks like a guy with white face and green hair.
Yep.
It looks like a poor Halloween costume. Is what it looks like. $20 for that. That's more than the Fortnite skins. The Fortnite skins are run like 10 to 15.
That's how much almost
the exact the big top of the line skins are $25 on Fortnite.
Oh, really? The best ones are? Okay. Yeah. But still, this is okay.
These don't hold the candle to the best that Fortnite has to offer in terms of skins, though.
No, and they're trying to kind of mirror the whole how Fortnite had Thanos, and Marvel characters. But when Fortnite had Thanos, it was implemented differently. It was a limited time thing. It was like event. 2-3. It was an event. It was right around the time the movie came out. It was for 2 or 3 weeks. And you didn't have to pay anything. Basically, you had to play the game, go in there, find the Infinity Gauntlet, put it on, you turn to Thanos. That's it. So it made it an incentive for everyone to play it, everyone to try to find that gauntlet so you can beat Thanos, for that one session. And you didn't have to spend any money. Now, I mean, I'm assuming you get these skins permanently, right?
Yeah.
Once you buy them, you get them permanently.
Okay. I mean, the Harley Quinn look The Harley Quinn one looked good to me, but that Joker one, no,
That looked pretty bad.
like
Got 25.
you need to give that for free.
Even
like,
the video though looked like a 16-bit era game though.
Well, check this out. I'm a big. I actually, out of all the battle royales, and we can probably argue about this like all night. I still feel, to me, PUBG is the best one out of all of them. All right, I still like it. I like the strategy. I like the size of the map, and I love, especially going in solo, man. I can go in and strategize how I'm approaching the circle, all that good stuff. But with that being said, just like Butcher said in the chat, he was like, so much for realistic war game people. And that's pretty much what it is. To me, I know these skins work in Fortnite, and you saw that they just signed the NFL as well for NFL jerseys and NFL kind of like equipment and all that good stuff in Fortnite. That is going to be expensive as well. You're looking at I think $25 just for an NFL jersey. But with the style that Fortnite is, that stuff works. You got the cartoony style. You can make it kind of like over the top. You can make it really colorful. PUBG was supposed to be that gritty, almost kind of like real time in a real world and surviving. And when you're doing stuff like this and you put Harley Quinn and the Joker in there, and then you make the prices $20 and $25, first off, they don't fit in the game. Second of all, who the hell is going to pay $45 for these two character skins? One of them is half-assed. The other one looks okay. I know what they're doing here. They just put Joker in there, but they really just want to sell Harley. They put all the work in on Harley, right? Yeah. You get them guys, she got the fishnet stockings and all that good stuff. They're going to want to buy that shit. But at the end of the day, to me, this just doesn't match up. This reeks of desperation that like they shouldn't do. They should be their own entity and move on in their own direction. But now it looks like they're trying to grasp some of that Fortnite-ness, and they're trying to bring it into this game. It's not going to work, man.
That's a great point, man. Like I didn't even think about that. Like the realism of PUBG compared to Fortnite. You're right. It's like the one distinguishing factor that it had over Fortnite was that it was more realistic. And now this really kind of changes the dynamic. And then it also begs the question, like, is this going to, well, we got to assume this is probably not going to be the last DC tie-in then. You got to imagine they're probably going to pull other characters in, right?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they eventually, Deadshot would be the next one, I would imagine. I mean, he would be perfect for, I'm going to say this. The DC EU right now is not doing well. And I mean, for obvious reasons, they've made some bad director choices and the way the films were made, and to see them bring back skins for a movie that not only failed at the box office but is 2 years old. It's
that's my problem with it.
I mean, I mean, isn't it like a questionable thing? I mean, you see what Fortnite has done. They teamed up with Marvel, the MCU. They're the top dogs, and it just seems like real second rate.
Yeah. It really kind of smacks of desperation. I mean, especially when you put it in those terms, it's a failed movie at the box office that's years old, and this is all you could pull out.
This is the best you can do.
Yeah, you couldn't get Aquaman or something. I mean, Aquaman's about to come out. Like,
what about Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman, something, man.
Actually almost fit in that world because the Wonder Woman movie was grittier. It was like on a realistic level. It had a true story to it. I know it had superheroes involved and everything, but the supporting cast around it, there was like real life stuff going on there. Wonder Woman would have matched up way better than Harley and Joker.
Well, I think the only reason they chose them is because both those characters use guns.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point.
That's a good point. I guess you can't imagine. I can't imagine. I guess Aquaman running around with with an M16 or something. I guess
he can stick a shark after you.
Perfect for Fortnite.
Look at the landscape of the whole. Battle Royale games. Fortnite is pretty much the king right now. And then Call of Duty has come onto the scene, and they've really grabbed some attention from a lot of gamers, and H1Z1 it grabbed some attention. So you know what I mean, that pie is getting smaller and smaller, you know what I mean, as we go along. So I'm sure.
Hold on, there are people playing H1Z1 right now.
Yeah,
You're on PS4, you are.
Like 5, 7, 10.
No, there's a strong community for H1Z1 on PS4. You know what I mean? So
okay. That's cool. That's cool.
You know, you gotta. PUBG is looking at it and they're trying to figure out a way to get some of those people back. You know what I mean? And it's only going to get smaller as more games add this battle royale mode. You know what I mean? It's sad that Battlefield's mode doesn't come out until like next year, but you know what I mean, that's going to have its own fan base as well. So that's just more pie. You know what I mean? Piece of the pie that's going to be missing from them.
You know, I said this before when it came to Bluehole. Like, people were talking about PUBG with Xbox, and like there are people out there like Xbox should sign PUBG like exclusive. I was like, you know what? To be really honest with you, with all the battle royales that are just around the corner, that was when Call of Duty was teasing that they were having one, you know, Battlefield, all this good stuff. I was like, it's actually in better interest for Bluehole to sign with Xbox as an exclusive. And the reason why is at least like you would have like a community that would say, this is our battle royale. You know what I'm saying? Instead of making it multi-plat and having to deal with Call of Duty and Battlefield. And of course, you know, Fortnite, which is all over the place right now. You would have a community that would be like, well, this is ours. This is on our system. This is our battle royale. And it would actually give it longer life that way, in my opinion. So I actually thought it would benefit Bluehole if they signed an exclusive deal with Xbox more than anything else. Because now I think with PUBG spreading out, I think it's going to die out quicker, to be really honest with you.
I mean, they're facing a lot of competition, especially with Black Ops 4. I mean, I played Black Ops 4 and I was blown away. I'm like, wow, it was almost flawless.
Yeah, they had some trouble with quads, but they seem to have rectified that.
Yeah, that was the one, I guess, glaring weakness with the quads. But you said they fixed it, they patched that?
I think they patched it. I haven't, again, I don't have the game. I buy Call of Duty for single player, so I'll pick that up during some sort of a Black Friday sale.
Yeah, so this is interesting. I mean, we talked about PUBG a couple of weeks ago and whether or not it was fading or if its popularity was going to fade with the release of Black Ops. And who knows? I mean, someone on the panel said, maybe this is an act of desperation, but interesting. I mean, but I think Xbox, you bring up a really good point again, man, that this kind of really does change the dynamic of the game. I mean, this is not you introduce comic book characters. It's like, wait a minute, like, well, I don't know if that takes away that kind of grit or relax.
Though, man, like they had it where they were kind of like, even though, you know, frame rate issues, certain bugs and stuff like that with the game, it was kind of like looked at as the semi-realistic version of a battle royale. And yeah, they just took that and threw it straight out the window.
Yeah, interesting. It's interesting how this is going to play out, man, in the future for them. So we'll see. But
here's the thought. What if they just would have gone? See, they're clearly copying Fortnite with going the comic route or the superhero route with Fortnite and Marvel. What if they would have gone if they wanted to get a popular property that's been in movies? What if they would have different route with something like Rambo? Something that would have actually made more sense. For their kind of game,
action heroes like
feel like a Chuck Norris skin or something.
They could have put the A-Team in there, man.
The A-Team, yeah.
What about Rambo?
Go old school 80s action heroes. I would have been all in on that, man.
That would have been kind of hot. Like, what about like Rambo or something like that?
What about a Chuck Norris?
Yeah, Chuck Norris.
Yeah, Chuck Norris. Yeah, exactly. And he does quips like those things.
Hang with me and you'll live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shit, I would have played as Steven Seagal, little slick back hair, ponytail, leather jacket.
The ponytail is separate, by the way. That's $15.
That's
you have to buy the first skin. That's $40, and then you put the $15 for the ponytail.
Yeah.
Dude, yo, Boom, I think you just got yourself a job. I'm pretty sure somebody's calling you right now. Like, we love your idea. Come over here.
Yeah, Boo, that's a great idea. And then you could have like, remember, you could have a thin Steven Seagal, or you could have heavyweight Steven Seagal.
Oh yeah.
That's wrong.
Oh my goodness! All right, well, let's Joe, let's move on to the next topic. Hey, XO 2018 is basically here. It's this Saturday. It's going to be streaming 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know about you guys, but I am super excited for this event. I'm glad Microsoft brought this back. Previous XOs, for those who aren't familiar, have been actually some pretty good events. I mean, there have been some pretty big announcements at previous XOs. Rare was announced there many years ago when Microsoft acquired them. I believe one of the Splinter Cells, I don't remember which one. I don't know if it was Pandora Tomorrow or one of the earlier ones was announced there too. So there have been some recent rumors leaked by a supposed insider, and he goes by the name, is it Clobril? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Clobril.
Clobril? Yeah, we have our theories that he is in fact, Microsoft employee.
That guy has massive information, dude. Like,
yeah, he really does.
He's usually accurate too, because he's released a lot of information. Like he was the first to come out with Playgrounds being acquired.
Yep,
that was true. He was the first one to kind of leak Obsidian and the letter of intent back in July, I think. So yeah, he's always got a lot of information. So yeah, I mean, I think what he has kind of leaked seems to be pretty accurate, but like how he knew about Playground, he didn't seem to have the information about the other 4 companies that were acquired or created. So maybe there is more to what we're going to see this Saturday. I don't know, but I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, I think with what we saw, you know, because a lot of that was all like first party stuff and everything, we got to think about, you know, third party is going to be there. I'm excited for it. I think, you know, we're gonna really see Crackdown again, kind of brought back to the world. I don't know how the panel feels about this, but I've been a Crackdown fan ever since the first one. The second one I used to play with my son when my son was living with his mom. We used to play, you know, over the 360. I had to buy like the toy chest DLC and everything. And I gotta say, me and my son had a blast even with the second one. And I know the second one, the gaming community out there is like, what? They made a second one? No, that was garbage. Like, but I'm excited to see that. I think Anthem is going to be there. We're going to see possibly more in-depth like gameplay when it comes to Anthem, because let's be honest, you know, EA and Xbox, their relationship, they've been getting closer and closer together. Especially, you know, with like the release of the X and then having Anthem on their stage at E3, all that good stuff. So I think they're going to be there. I'm excited in general. I'm one of those people, like when they first announced this, I was trying to tell the gaming community out there, keep your expectations low. Don't go nuts, because there are people out there like, I expect them to announce 3 studios, 5 new IPs. I'm like, yo, dude, you're only hurting yourself there. Yo, you're gonna get let down even if this is a great show, because they're not gonna show exactly what you just said. I'm excited to see a show that, you know, in a point in time where I don't usually get one as well. You know, it's just basically a couple days away. I know on my channel we're gonna do a live reaction with next podcast and GRG put together, which is gonna be insane. I'm just excited, man. It's a great time to be a gamer. Like, you know, this generation, we have PSX, you know, we have E3, we have Gamescom. Yo, who heard of the Paris Game Show before this generation? Let's be real.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I mean, there's been a lot of shows and content this console generation, man. It's been a great generation.
Yeah, Enrique, real quick. You know, I know everyone's supposed to, you know, in a situation like this, temper your expectations, right? You know, you don't want to go in there and then be let down. I'm going there full Monty all the way excitement. Okay, and there's 2 reasons why. You know, obviously, you know, the Xbox show, Inside Xbox, no one really cares about, right? Everyone's like, it's garbage. But last show where they made this announcement, Phil Spencer was there, and he said 2 key points that I keep bringing up that people seem to continue to forget about. the two things he said, and you have to take this into some serious account, is that first, he said first party will be leading the charge. Those are his words. Okay. And
you're gonna open with Crackdown. That's leading, brother.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But you know what? You can't tell your fan base Crackdown 3 is going to lead the charge, and we're just going to show you some DLC for Horizon 4, State of Decay 2 and CFDs, and think that that's going to be okay. So my thing is, I think we're going to get some first party surprises. And secondly, the other thing he said that was very interesting is third party is going to be there in a big way. Mm-hmm. And, again, we know what's coming out in next year for third party. We don't know, and we kind of have an idea of what's coming out for the rest of this year of 2018. I'm just saying that I think that because the XO, maybe I'm looking too much into the future here, but you don't fly the head of Playground Games and Phil Spencer to another country to say that we have, some new DLC for Sea of Thieves. I'm just saying that I get it, pull back expectations. For me personally, I'm expecting huge bombs to drop.
All right, so the head of Playground, I know Ninja Theory is probably going to show something because...
Well, yeah, they've been confirmed to be there, dude.
Yeah, they're going to be there, and apparently Xbox was working with their their marketing team was working with them on something. So they're definitely probably going to show their new IP. But so the head of Playground is going to be there too.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. Hey, real quick, guys, I just want to go over some tweets real quick before we get to the rest of the panel. Clobriel's tweets that he tweeted out. He's saying likely but not confirmed. Forza Horizon 4 update. Original Xbox backwards compatible update, Battletoads first look, one studio acquisition, one Ninja Theory project, something Gears related, Sunset Overdrive. He's saying not there. Playground Games second project, Halo Infinite, and he tweeted confirmed. And Slow-Mo, I know this is going to make you happy. The Division 2.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Oh nice.
Crackdown 3, Kingdom Hearts 3, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, Game Pass surprises. Shadow of the Tomb Raider update, State of Decay 2 update, CFDs update, mouse and keyboard games.
Guys,
last one.
If
that means they're going to announce every game on PC coming to Xbox.
They better.
That's all true, though. I mean, that sounds like a great show. You put everything all together. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure within all that, there's spaces where, like I said, stuff about Anthem or something like that can fit right in there as well. I mean, that sounds like a great show, 2-hour show, in November, showing stuff off. I'm excited for that, man.
Yeah, I really do hope they're announcing Gears Tactics and Age of Empires and what's the other one, the Minecraft game. That those games are coming to the Xbox console with mouse and keyboard support, because that makes it easier on the developers to not have to try to figure out a way to get their game to work in a comfortable, seamless fashion with a controller. You can say, hey, look, here's a game. It's available on console. You're gonna have to use a keyboard, mouse and keyboard, but it's up to you. It's available. You don't have to have a PC to run it. I think that's an acceptable way of going about it. I was actually interested in Gears Tactics, and then was very disappointed at E3 to hear that it was just going to be on PC. So, I mean, I think that would be a very good thing to for the Xbox community to hear this Saturday. So,
yeah, no doubt, man. B Money, what are your thoughts, bro?
Man, all I want to see is Ninja Theory's game, and hopefully they announce Splinter Cell. And if they do that, then I'm good. All the other stuff is cool, but like, I don't really care about updates to games that I already own. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a gamer. I know this shit's coming. I don't need you to show me that on the show. Just show me the new stuff, man. So Ninja Theory and Splinter Cell.
What about Crackdown 3, man? Any interest there?
Not really, man. You know what I mean? Like you know how I felt about it after the last E3 when they didn't show the game, or 2 E3s ago, and I was like, yo, something's wrong with the game. You know what I mean? And people thought I was crazy. Like there's a reason why they haven't showed it. And I appreciate them taking the time to go back to the drawing board and get it right. You know what I mean? But until I see it and see exactly what the game is, and hopefully they kind of revamped it a little bit, gave it a story. You know what I mean? I don't understand how you have Terry Crews, but you have no true campaign to the game. It's still similar to how the original games were. Like, how do you take that prime figure with all his pizzazz and charisma and not really do anything behind it? So hopefully they do something with that, and then maybe I'll take a look at it. But other than that, just those two.
Yeah,
it's a great point. I think everybody is either excited or definitely interested to see what Ninja Theory is working on, because from what I heard, even before the acquisition, they were working on their own project. I know they had like a couple other projects, but there was one core project, a new Ninja Theory game that they were working on even before they got acquired, and I think they brought that over, and that's what's going to come out as their first game on Xbox. So I'm excited to see what it is. It has a lot of from what I'm hearing, like sword combat and stuff like that. Stuff that Ninja Theory is good with. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they have to offer, man.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize or know that, when they made Hellblade, there's only like 20 people that worked on that game.
Yeah.
I mean? That was a very small team. It was a passion project. Like, I was behind that game from day one. I understood what they were trying to do. So the rest of their team was always working on their other projects. So hopefully whatever it is that they were working on, I think they do have a name trademarked out there already for it. Hopefully that is what's shown. And, I'm super excited for it because I love everything that Ninja Theory does. I think they're one of those up and coming devs that could really be something special, with the right money behind them and right talent around them. So
I've been following
that's the gem of all the acquisitions, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Heavenly Sword, man.
Kung Fu Chaos, man. Like, I love that game on the original Xbox, dude. And I've been
Kung Fu Chaos is fun.
Superman. Oh, the lady's texting me. Yeah.
She's in live chat speaking Spanish to everyone too.
Yeah, I see that. And the only phrase I really know in Spanish is "mama." Yeah.
Forte, man. Any additional thoughts, bud?
Man, the only thing I'm looking forward to is Microsoft coming out and show. Like, I don't want. I know we're not gonna get no announcements or anything about new systems or anything because they can't do that right now. I just want them to show me why I should be interested in Xbox past the Xbox One X. What are these games that they're bringing out going to be? Are they going to be needle movers? I know that they have a lot of games in development, but until I see what these games are, am I going to be fine with just my Xbox One X, or is it going to make me say, hey, I'm one of those people that love to have the greatest and newest thing? Am I going to run out as soon as these games start coming out? When that new system come out, is it going to make me want to double down with Microsoft all over again? And right now, I just don't know the answer to that because that'd just be like jumping in bed blindly and not knowing exactly what's going on. Microsoft has made a lot of really good strides over the course of especially last 2 years of this generation to really rebuild the focus and the love that they have for the industry and what gamers feel for them. And now it's just time to start seeing what these games are going to do so we can see going forward where our allegiance is going to lie. Some of us are going to always be with Xbox. Me personally, I'm always going to be an Xbox person. It just really comes down to what are they going to show? How is that going to be? Is it going to be impactful enough? Is it going to be something that I can say, like, man, I can't wait to see what that looks like on the next generation system? Because we already know all of these games are going to be basically coming out when that system drops. So what they showed now is going to be indicative of just what it looks like now, but it's going to look so much better later. And I just want to know how that conversation is going to be handled. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they have to show. It's been a long time, and I just want people to stop saying Xbox has no games.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Enrique, real quick, you know how I think they're going to close out the show? I'm going to take a massive prediction here.
Yeah.
They told us Halo Infinite wasn't going to be there, and then they're going to drop a bomb and say it's on mobile.
Fired.
That's how you close the show.
Forte, one thing I want to say, when talking about whether or not like you would invest in the future, from what I hear from my quote unquote sources here, like Xbox is really going in with the forwards and backwards compatibility. So I hear you. Like, is it going to be worth it to jump to the Scarlet when it's going to run perfectly on the X? Now, from what I'm hearing, they are putting together a monster of a console, and even though there's forwards and there's going to be forwards compatibility, you'll be able to play the newer games on the X. There is going to be a huge difference. They are not exercising parity. It's just as long as the game runs. So they will take away textures, they will take away foliage, they will do whatever to drop it down to be playable on the X, but at the end of the day, you are getting a true step forward when you get the Scarlet.
What I was going to say was, and I agree with that 100%. And that's not honestly what I'm saying is. It's not that I care about the graphic fidelity. I bought an X because I knew the X was the best version of the system out there. Right. Even though the PlayStation 4 Pro wasn't as good as that, and also the PS4 is real close. Those two systems are pretty identical to each other. It's just the fact that when I look at this, I want to see a reason that I want to have the system. Not graphically. I want to look at that game. It's like when I see gameplay, I want to say, this is worth me investing $500-$600 later on, not even knowing what the graphical fidelity is going to look like on a new system. It's just the ideas that they have, the
actual story,
exactly. That's what I want to see from them.
I got you, brother. Yeah, I think we all want to see that, and that's why I love the fact that what we said before with Ninja Theory kind of being like the gem of the acquisitions. Like I feel Playground was a really good acquisition as well. But all we've seen from them is racing games and possibly some of the best racing games we have seen when you think of it as open world and all the content that you get within the game. But at the end of the day, I want to, still see what they do in other genres, since now they're a first party. They're supposed to have another project, we don't know what it is type thing. Fable. Yeah. Okay. But I hear you, man, and I think with these acquisitions, and there's gonna be more studios to come. I don't think every studio that they acquire is gonna deserve a huge announcement. It's just because they have to bolster their first party to be like what Phil Spencer said with Game Pass, that Netflix of gaming. They have to have small, medium, and large studios always working on something in order to feed the beast that's Game Pass as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought up the whole Game Pass thing. When do you guys think we'll see the first major third-party game release day and date in Game Pass?
Ooh, that's a great.
That is a fantastic question.
When they go open up that pocketbook?
I would probably say. You might have to wait until 2020, 2021, something like that. Because if you look at it, it's doing really well now in terms of what Microsoft has projected that service to do. It's already outperforming what they projected. And you look at, this year coming up, even though Gears is dropping, I think we can all agree this is a transition year that they're going to start coming out with information about the new hardware. I feel like 2020 is when Scarlet is going to drop. So they use that year before time, even though they're going to drop Gears. I don't think you're going to see too much kind of else coming in 2019 in terms of first party and all that good stuff. But in 2020, 2021, that's what they've been building up towards the next generation. You know what I'm saying? That's why they just started switching everything around, kind of like in the office and how they do things. And moving forward, they found a direction that they wanted to go, and they're molding everything around that to get ready for when Scarlet drops. So you're probably not going to see the that big third party kind of announcement day and date on Game Pass. Probably not going to see it until into next generation, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that's going to happen until next gen, and after some of these publishers see how some of Microsoft's big first party IP perform in Game Pass. I mean, this year we've seen Sea of Thieves sell well despite being on Game Pass. State of Decay 2 won an MPD its first month despite being on Game Pass. Forza Horizon 4 has done well. They need to kind of continue that momentum. They need Gears 5 to really, sell way more than Gears 4, while also still being in Game Pass. And when you do things like that, other publishers can look at it and say, that's not really a risk, because their own games are selling in Game Pass, and because people, I mean, we talked about this before, a little while earlier in DMs about people have access to the game, but it's generating all this revenue. They're making all this money that people are still spending, despite me already have paid their monthly sub and still have access to the game without any additional money. I think a lot of people look at that, and especially when it comes to third parties. With Microsoft, they already know those games are going to stay in Game Pass as long as they have Game Pass. But some of these people may feel like, I'm not going to keep Game Pass all the time, but I want that game. So then they're going to buy it because it's on discount in Game Pass. Or with the third-party ones, they know for a fact that game isn't going to stay in Game Pass forever. So if they really like it, they tried it. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and buy that for that 20% off, because it was a 10 or 20% off. I can't remember, but whatever that discount is, I'm getting that discount, and I get to keep the game. That's going to be something that could be a real good marketing tool for Microsoft to show to these publishers. But again, I agree with Xbox. I don't think that's going to happen until next gen.
Slow-mo, I think you make a great point with that, because now with what we're seeing, Sony's not like letting go of PlayStation now. If anything, they're going to push that forward. Hopefully they put their first-party games in as well. But in terms of third-party developers, when they see that there is a constant revenue stream coming in for having your game on Game Pass, plus you're still selling your software, so you're getting a constant stream of money coming in, and then you're getting like these bigger chunks of your classic software sales. I think that'll definitely entice the third party to get in on these services as well, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think it's only a matter of time. I think our good buddy Matt Piscatella at MPD even suggested there's data there that shows that services like Game Pass actually increase sales for games. Because remember, there was that argument when Game Pass came out that, oh my God, it's going to kill software sales, and actually that's the reverse is happening. So I agree with you guys. I think it's only a matter of time. And slow man, maybe Division 2. I know we said next gen. Maybe Division 2 is the first one.
Oh, that'd be great, dude.
That would be. I think that would be a great idea if they did that.
Yo, you just went right up like Boom's alley right there when you said
that. Oh my God, Division! I cannot wait for Division 2.
Hey, Boom, what about the next
agent? Oh, do I have a fellow agent here?
Yes, you certainly do. I put over 600-700 hours into that game.
Start this bromance in here.
Hey, what's your favorite gear set?
I use the Lone Star because I like the bullet count, and I use the one with the fire. Oh my God, I can't think of the name of it. The Firecrest.
Firecrest.
Yeah, dude, I use 4 pieces for Firecrest because I set everybody on fire, and then I have the other half of my set is Lone Star because I love carrying like 1,000 rounds in each gun.
Oh man, you speaking my language right now, man. I got all 13 gear sets. I have all 13 gear sets.
We need to talk in a DM, dude. That's
These guys are known for a while. Everybody else, come on, we can go somewhere else.
Look, Slow-mo, you found somebody that actually enjoys the game as much as you do.
Hey, it's a lot of us out there, man. It's just like we are few and far in between. I will admit we're not as big a community as Destiny, but we are loyal.
I will
loyal agents,
I'll send a picture in the DM. Last Comic-Con, I cosplayed as an agent. That looked dope.
You got to send me that, man.
Yeah. I even had the Dark Zone pack on my back.
Yeah, the hazard pack. Yeah, yep. Oh yeah, that's sweet.
Oh my goodness.
You got that collector's edition, Boom, for Division?
I have everything Division. I even have, and I know this is going crazy, but there are multiple collector's editions of Division 2. I already have paid for the Dark Zone one with the chick shooting the flare, because that their statues are just dope.
But what is your opinion about them allowing early access to people who prepay for the some of these like more expensive editions? I've had some thoughts on it. That
We're starting to get into a territory that it's getting a little uncomfortable. I'm going to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you saw the thing where you can buy more space for your
Yes.
and man, don't do stuff like that, please.
I've let them know how I felt about that in their forums. I had a very long post about that. It's not good.
You because you know what, you want this game. I mean, listen, the game launched with a lot of problems. It really, like when they added that whole West Side Pier as free DLC, it was fantastic. And they really kind of turned the ship around. Don't start doing some questionable moves. I don't like that.
It's almost like the other shoe drop, because at first it was like they were at E3 like, yeah, here's Division 2 and the DLC's free for 1 year. I was like, what? Like, I love you, thank you. And then it's just like the other shoe drop. Then the other shoe drop. Oh, by the way,
I just want you to
it's just like no, that's
podcast because everyone just went real quiet.
This is kind of interesting.
We're listening to you guys, man. Go.
I'm just listening to the bromance happening right here in front of me.
man. Whatever.
You don't know where the bromance is going to show up, and especially it's tight on the battlefield. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I love Division, man. I put ungodly amounts of time in that game.
Man, the dark zone is tense, man. You never know what's about to happen. You never know who's about to.
I got up to level 80 something, 83 on solo. Dude, solo.
Really?
Yeah, solo, dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
More times than not.
look, man. Next time you go in there, just let me know, man. Hit me up on my gamer tag is the same. I got a crew that I roll with because I don't go in there by myself no more. I'm going in. We got a reclaimer for the healing. We got 2 guys for striker, and we got a defense with the ballistic shield player. We don't go in there solo no more.
Nice.
Because I mean, how you going to extract and get out?
Intense, bro. Sweat, especially when you find those gold drops. You're like, I'm nervous.
Yeah, because you want to pick it up, but like, man, as soon as I pick this up and as soon as I shoot that flare, I got like 3 minutes of tense waiting before the sharper shows up. And it's always gonna be some rogues coming around. Yeah, it's Dark Zone's great. Some people didn't like it because you get wrecked pretty easily, pretty quickly if your gear isn't on point. But yeah, I love the game.
So it's safe to say that you and Boomstick are looking forward to Division 2.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it too, though, man. I'll play any Tom Clancy game. Any Tom Clancy game, I'm a super fan of. So Splinter Cell,
Nice.
Rainbow Six, Division. Ghost Recon. I'm in there all day for that.
We need a new Splinter Cell, by the way. We need to go back, like Splinter Cell, back to its roots, like true, like stealth game.
Pandora tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
give me that all day. I'll play that.
It's long overdue, man. I mean, they keep teasing it. They teased it in kind of a spoiler alert here, but they kind of they teased it in Odyssey.
Yes, yeah, they do. You saw that, right? That was yeah.
And I'm like, don't do that. Like, unless you're gonna. That's why I feel like they're gonna. It's the only big game in their arsenal of content they haven't even announced yet. I mean, it's such a big. I mean, the last one was good. I enjoyed the last one.
Me too. I thought it was fantastic. Yes.
Blacklist was good.
Yeah, Blacklist was good.
I didn't enjoy the voice actor. I look, Michael Ironside is Sam Fisher.
End of story.
Okay, the new guy, not Sam Fisher.
It's a new guy, not Sam Fisher. Not my Sam Fisher.
They brought him in because they were developing, and of course, Ironside, he was fighting cancer. He had to step away, and like they were either going to shelf the project and wait and see what happens. And when it comes to cancer, trust me, I know I'm a cancer survivor. Actually, you don't know what the hell is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So like I can see what they did there. I feel like when it came to that game, maybe switch the character out because they already established that there were other agents out there.
Yep.
and maybe make the story about somebody else. They could have done something like that, but they decided that they were just going to roll with Sam Fisher and have, somebody different voice him. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna hold them up at the stake for that because of what was going on in the background. And they just need to get another one out now. Like you said, this is the only big IP that they haven't really done anything with in how long? And the gaming community wants another one, man. What's going on with that?
It's been what, 6 years?
It's
too long.
5 because Blacklist came out in 2013. But they came out with reporting and like one of their financial calls like 2 years ago, and they were saying the reason that they haven't revisited Splinter Cell because it was like their lowest selling IP. Like a lot of the games didn't even crack over 2 million. So that's why they kind of put it on the shelf. So hopefully it's returning. I mean, they brought Michael Ironside out of the woodwork to do the voice for Ghost Recon. The DLC they had earlier in the year. So hopefully it's coming soon.
Now, business side, if it's the lowest selling IP, I can see exactly what they're doing here with the teases and stuff like that in Odyssey. They are stringing everybody along. So this way, when it does drop, people will come out and buy it. Yeah.
We know they did. It was a part of that Walmart leak that turned out to be fairly accurate. Before E3, it's one of the 3 games that hasn't shown up on there. One of them was Borderlands 3, which I've been eagerly awaiting. And what was the gaming? You said Gaming Awards?
Yes, that'll be at the Game Awards.
You think so? I hope so, because Borderlands 2 is one of my top 5 games ever. So
big money's dropping nuggets.
Take-Two earnest call. It should be at the Game Awards.
Nice,
man.
Nice,
I'm looking forward to that. That's one that's been missing. That needs to come back.
Yeah, but Borderlands 2 really, if it wasn't for Borderlands 2, a lot of these shooters, that we play today wouldn't be the way they are.
I agree.
With the way the shooting mechanics, with skill trees and building up your characters, like Borderlands 2 was well ahead of its time.
Even like the loot grinding. I mean,
the loot, guys. Oh my gosh, the loot was great.
I mean, dude, literally at every corner, I found myself like switching guns. I'm like, oh, this one has acid, this one has flames, this one has lightning. Oh man, what am I going to use? And they really introduced a whole new way of thinking about, collecting weapons.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have your destinies like that if it wasn't for, what they did going all the way back to Borderlands 1 with the loot craziness.
Yeah. I remember with Borderlands 2, and they had multiple times they've had to patch like combinations of people taking shields and guns, or the mods and weapons, and then just going completely OP. The first time was when they had, I don't know if you remember this gun, the shotgun called the Conference Call.
Yes.
Which was basically just God mode shotgun.
Yes.
That shot like multiple pellets across the entire screen, like infinite range. You get that, and you got the B shield, which when you have max shield level, it like doubled your damage output. And then each pellet of the Conference Call had splash damage, which was even worse. So basically, you could get like a level 11 Conference Call and a level 13 B shield, and then just run through all the content of the regular game, get all the way to the boss, the warrior, and just kill him in like half a clip. It was ridiculous. I loved it. I loved the hell out of it. But they had to keep patching and stuff.
Because the combinations were infinite, dude.
Infinite, man. I had every Vault Hunter, level 72, overpower 8. I played the hell out of that game. Way too many hours.
All right, guys. Let's move on to the last topic of the evening. By the way, great conversation on Division 2 and Splinter Cell.
I just want to say one thing. Slow-mo, I'm so happy for you, because this is probably the first episode of Scumcast in a very long time.
Scumcast.
Did I say Scumcast?
Hey, did Potter make
still get acclimated. So this is probably the first episode of Brap I take that back. That you have officially been able to talk about the division for this long.
Love it.
Because we know I wanted to say some things, but I was like, I'm gonna let Slow-Mo have this.
You gotta let him ride.
I gotta let him have this. Slow-Mo gotta have this. I can't
you were going to say some
anything.
things. You want to say some very negative.
No, dude. I love Division. There's nothing in Division. See, this is the difference between me and you. I actually like the Division. I actually put over 1,500 hours in the Division.
Nice.
So I actually love that game, and I will talk great about that game. But I will never say I know more than you in that game.
Okay, I mean, I don't know why you're saying this is the difference between me and you, because I mean, I don't know what you're like. Where is the difference at? I'm not saying like where's your comparison to?
Oh no, this isn't a comparison thing. This ain't a comparison thing. This is just me saying that I'm happy that you finally had an episode that you can literally gush about Division.
Nice.
That's all I'm saying.
Just say thank you, Slow-Mo.
No, I feel like there's something going on here. Like there's
nothing going on here.
There's a
no
catch to
conspiracy.
Hey, listen, man. We got
like
33
behind my
viewers.
back. I'm in my game room by myself. I'm like, listen, man.
We got 33 viewers in here. We got the awesome boomstick and the magnificent bot up in here. So this is a great show, and there's no reason for me to even start an argument with you at all during this show. So, good job with your Division discussion. I'm proud that you was able to have it today.
All right, let's go. Slow-Mo's like really overthinking this, man.
It really is. He's like looping.
No, there's something here, man. You're doing...
there's not, Slow-Mo. He's not trying to make it, man. He's genuine, man. I actually enjoyed the Division conversation.
I did too. That's why I was listening to it.
So, by the way, I did want to say this, and this is actually goes back to what we were talking about Ninja Theory. B, I have a prediction for you. I think Ninja Theory's game is going to be a spiritual successor to Heavenly Sword.
Woo! Oh, dude, that's great. That's a great, fantastic prediction.
I felt like that the Hellblade was a part of that world. Like,
you think so?
I think so, because if you remember in Heavenly Sword, like the sister, like that was always running around, you know what I mean, with the main character, she reminds me a lot of Cinema.
Yes.
Ooh,
yeah.
Great point, dude.
Yo, if my brother K Mega is still in the chat right now, when you said that spiritual successor, the Heavenly Sword, I know he dropped everything and just started clapping, jumping up and down. Like, hell yeah!
He brought it up on Saturday on your show, man.
Yeah,
because the thing is that they don't really make sequels. You know what I mean? They don't make direct sequels to like any of their games. So like this little offshoot, or you know what I mean, a spiritual successor, or you know, something that's in that same world, I'll be all for it.
And you know what's wild? I actually found an article that talked. This is way back. This is like over a decade ago. But I found an article that talked about how the co-founder of Ninja Theory said that they already had the story written for an actual sequel to Heavenly Sword, and they wanted to do a trilogy. It's just they couldn't. It just never seemed like the right time. They could never get, like, the game didn't sell that great. Even though it was a great game, but like it was never seemed to, like, they actually had something planned, but it got with Sony, but it got canceled. So it would be great now that they're a first party developer for Microsoft, and Microsoft has already told them, hey, look, make whatever you want. You have free reign. You have all creative control. Do what you want. Now they can do what they want. They got the script ready. I mean, hey, go for it. I just think it's either going to be a direct sequel or a spiritual successor or something. But if it is, I am going to be like those Nintendo fanboys when that Smash reveal happened, screaming like a bunch of NSYNC, fangirls. That's going to be me, man.
The only thing I would hate for them to do is to make a direct sequel if they couldn't get the original game to be published on Xbox.
Yeah, I don't know. Do they own publishing for that? Do they own the IP?
No, that was Sony, dude.
Sony.
They own the IP. Sony does.
So the spiritual successor makes sense. Like, it would give people, it would allow them to make some sort of backstory that people could follow up on. You know what I mean? At the start of the game, and then kind of break into what the actual story of the game is. So I'll be cool with that, but don't do a direct sequel if you can't get the original game on the platform.
Yo, brother,
I agree with that.
we might see in 2 days exactly what you're talking about right now, man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get to the last topic of the evening before we
The
wrap.
last taco.
Last taco, because
Yeah, man.
XO in Mexico, man.
I want the last taco, by
It's
the way.
dinner time everywhere.
Tacos and margaritas, man.
Tacos and margaritas. That's what. Hey, if I was at XO, I'd be a lot of margaritas. You'd probably see me run across. Phil, see me run across the stage. Jesus. All right, guys. So we have rumors of PlayStation 5 specs. I think we all saw this video. I know. Yeah, I think we all talked about it in DM. Mads Gaming, if I'm pronouncing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put out a YouTube video today, and I'll drop the link in the description later on. But basically, he's saying an insider. We know how this works, guys. "Quote unquote" insider, right? Gave him some slides of the PS5, and more specific, it's the hardware specs for the console, and give some potential insight. Again, this is all rumor, speculation, guys. So I wouldn't take this as fact, because we don't know until Sony walks out on stage. And
You sound like me right now. Like anytime I make a video on this, like the 4 or 5 times right in the beginning of it, I'm like, this is just rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. This is just rumor, people, because I know somebody's gonna be in the content, like in the comments, like that's not real. Just said I said it's just rumor, man.
Yes, you will. Somebody still will say that. You guys are lying. You're spreading lies. No, we're reporting on speculation and rumors. But I just want to get to the some of just the hardware that potentially was leaked. The specs. Apparently, it's supposed to come with a custom AMD APU base. On the Zen 2 and Navi architecture.
Forte is scaring us here.
Oh my god, don't do that, dude. Yo, seriously, man, Forte, don't do that, man. That scared the shit out of me. What the fuck am I looking at? Jesus Christ, man.
You're looking at a buggy, broken mess of gaming Forte. This is the Pip-Boy, man. So it's probably running on the wrong frame rate, and it probably will delete him.
Hey,
in a minute.
That's delete you, Forte.
Are you special, Slow-Mo?
That's great.
That's scary, buddy.
You know what's weird?
I didn't know until you said something, and I had to look and see, and then it was like, whoa. I stepped back a little bit.
Jesus, man. Seriously, that scared the shit out of me, man. Actually, that's what the Joker looks like in PUBG.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You too can look like that for $20.
Right?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Look like PS2 era graphics for $20.
Oh boy.
Man.
All right, AMD APU based on Zen 2 and Navi architecture, which I think that's probably spot on. I know everyone wants to know what teraflops. So 11.2 teraflops, 16 gigabytes of GDDR16. I'm sorry, I said 16 GDDR6 RAM. With additional 14 gigabytes available to developers. Ultra HD BDX QL player compliant. With I don't know the BDA.
DDR6 did it drop for like PC use yet? I'm not even sure on that.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you, man. Anybody on the panel
Isn't
now?
that what the new ray tracing cards are? DDR6?
I don't know. That's why I was asking if
I'm looking it up now. I think they are.
I'm pretty sure they are.
I think they are.
When it comes to leaks like this, that is one of the first places you look at, because people sometimes kind of make shit up. You know, when it's fake, they make shit up, and you're like, yo, did that even drop out to the consumer yet? And if it didn't drop out to the consumer, to the PC space, then you could pretty much guarantee it's not going to be in the console. That's why I wanted to know.
Vapor chamber cooling system. It says 2 terabyte hard drive in standard SKU, 1 terabyte model Q1 of fiscal year 2020. VR capability built in, dedicated hardware for temporal reprojection. So it looks like, again, these are rumors that we've heard before about Sony really doubling down on VR. And actually, the next gen version of VR is supposed to be wireless free. So I know that was one of the issues that people have talked about with VR is that, yeah, it's nice and everything, but it can be cumbersome because you have all those cords running and attached to you. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, all the 20 series cards have DDR6 in them.
So
Is it DDR6 or is it GDDR6?
It's GDDR6.
Because last time I knew DDR was DDR4, and
GDDR6. Well, the difference between that is just GDDR is graphics cards and DDR is just regular memory.
Yeah, well, the GDDR memory it works a lot better with developing, the graphics and stuff like that.
But what's funny about this is looking at these cards, and I know they're doing it through AMD, and AMD's price structure is a lot less than Nvidia, and we know that they get these cards at like millions and millions at a time, so they get a heavy discount. But just to get something that runs 11 gigabytes is the only thing they have is not Titans, the 2080 Ti.
80s.
Yeah,
Nothing else is. Everything else is 6 and 8.
Yeah, they're saying with the custom with the architecture custom ray tracing extensions.
That's the most interesting part to me. That and then around the architecture that's built to ease up on the anti-aliasing. That they were talking about, that right there is the most interesting thing to me, because you can go and you can grab the steak for dinner, but you need those sides to really make a full plate and to make it like really good. So those things, the ray tracing extensions and the other extensions that deal with MSAA and whatnot, that's where I'm kind of like really diving into.
Yeah, with MSAA they says up to max 8K resolution.
And I guess
with post processing.
Yeah, that's what they talked about with when GT Sport came out. You know what I mean? That game could actually max out at 8K.
Wow, interesting.
They built 8K assets into the game.
But see, with them doing that doesn't mean that like right off the rip, like the games can just be made running 8K. Like it could be something to where how they have the checkerboarding technique that they're using, right. And seeing like smaller indie games actually going into a native 8K. But either way, that is a jump right there, man.
Yeah. Single DualShock 5 controller. They're also saying that with regard to DualShock, that the existing DualShock 4 controller will work with the system. And they're saying that PS4 games would be backwards compatible as well.
Yeah,
they need to be.
All of that portion of it makes sense, just because the headset initially would work with the new PlayStation.
Yeah, and I believe also, according to this YouTube video, the current PSVR is actually compatible as well with the PlayStation 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it being backwards compatible was very important to me, because I know for a fact I'm not going to finish my backlog before this comes out.
Slow-mo, you ain't going to finish this backlog. You're going to start a new backlog on PS5.
Look, I'm working on it, man. I beat the Order 1886 a couple days ago.
That's his game of the year, by the way.
No, it is not.
Thank you.
What'd you say is his game of the year?
The Order 1886.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
dude,
you did just beat that game too, didn't you? So
when I first got my PS4, that is one of the first games that I got with it to check it out, for myself because of the graphics and everything like that. And I will let you know that is the first game I brought back the
It's
same
a coaster now.
I brought back the same day, man. I'm like, no, we can't do it.
This is an exceedingly mediocre game. Although I would say the visuals still hold up till today.
Yeah, they look good. Yeah.
It's a good looking game, but man,
Oh, it was definitely a good looking game.
The story's rough. I was just like, let me just finish this and uninstall as quickly as possible. So 2 days, got it done, on up out of here. Next one on the list is Hidden Agenda by Supermassive Games. But yeah, just like I'm trying to do my backlog, but I just know I'm not going to finish before this comes out. So I would love to upgrade to the PS5 and play The Last of Us 2 on and all this glory on that. But I also want to be able to play some of these games that I purchased and still haven't played for some reason. So
let me just say a couple things real quick to you guys regarding this leak rumor. It is rumored that February 21st, Sony will have an event where they'll officially talk about the PlayStation 5, and they're targeting a window release of November 2019.
Yeah, that's been rumored for a while. Yeah.
So this came up again in this video, and it goes along with the 25th anniversary of the PlayStation. So now, gentlemen, I want to ask you guys something, and Boom, I'll start with you. Again, rumor, speculation. If all these things are true in terms of hardware, what do you think what do you think the price point is going to be at? And is this going to be something that you're going to upgrade to right away?
You know what? I've always been like I upgrade to everything. I support all three consoles now. If there's a PlayStation 5 in 2019, I'll be buying it. If there's a PSVR 2 to go along with it, I'll find a way to buy that as well. I like gaming. It's my only vice. So I look forward to upgrading. I'm going to say this. Those specs, they're impressive. There's no doubt about it. Technology does move very quickly. Prices of chips do go down when you buy millions and millions. I mean, obviously that's business 101. But I'm going to say this: there is absolutely no way this system comes in anything short of $499.
I agree.
Very much agree. If not $600,
it could be. It could even go.
Because I'm
way in the world that they go to 600.
Well, I'm thinking right now, if this system is basically all the specs look like it's double what the Xbox One X is. What do we see the X at next year in price?
I think the X is getting a price drop in 2 days, to be really honest with you.
I do too, but what do we think it's going to be in 2019 in the holiday? You think it's going to be what?
It's going to be $399.
I think it's going to be $399. So that means $399 for a X, or you could get this beefy PlayStation 4 for $499.
Yeah,
not that, but I mean, I don't think the delta's that close.
I think when it comes to console gaming in the industry, I think $600 is a voodoo mark. All right, ever since the PS3, I don't think they'll ever use $599 ever again.
Yeah, but
if they can't do $499, then like they'll wait.
Well, see, I agree with you, but I also think those were different times where a lot more people are more adapted to what PC gaming is now, and knowing that this stuff is very expensive, and the fact that all of your stuff can still be playable on PS4. And all that stuff can go forward, so you're not forced to upgrade to this system. It really just comes like, are they going to support PS4 games, or like PS5 going to be still played on PS4? If that is still the case, then no, this system can't be anything more than $500. But if you can do that, I can see them ratcheting up that price a lot.
All right. First off, I gotta say, Enrique, everybody on the panel, I love talking tech. That's why you hear me like because I hear exactly what you're saying, Forte. And I found this interesting when it came to the information. The only way I can see them possibly going $600 for this is if you don't need it for the future games that are coming out. Let me explain. Sony actually did a patent for a certain way to do forwards and backwards compatibility a while back, like months back. If they're putting that into this game, into this console, right? To where you don't necessarily need the PS5 to play the newest games because they're all forward compatible, which means they can all play on your Pro or your PS4 or whatnot. Then they can raise that price a little bit higher because they know at the end of the day, the software is where the money is. And
Exactly.
got to think about it business wise. As long as they can sell the software, they know eventually they're going to be more and more PS5s in households, right? So they can actually raise the price and still make money off the newest games that are coming out because they'll still be playable on the PS4 Pro and the PS4 as well. That's the only way I can see them jacking up the price any higher.
Yep, I agree with that.
The only games that you see released on PS4 and the PS5 are the games that they already announced. So Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2, all those games, the core games that we're still waiting on, those are the games from their first party that you'll probably see released on both systems.
But you know what? Yeah.
Everything else will be on PS5.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, if you look at that document, and I agree with what you just said, B, and that almost goes in line with what they said in what it shows on the document, that within the next year, like the next physical year, they'll be coming out with a 1 terabyte version of that system, which I think will come in at a very significant cheaper price. I think that one will be like, I think they're going to go after like how Xbox did with the X. They're going to get all the mainstream, I mean, all of the hardcore people with that first system. That's why I think that system could come in at a hot number like 600 because they know the hardcore is going to buy it. But then if all those games are still playable on the PS4, like we just said, like Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima, that buys them time until that next system comes out, which would be the slimmed down version of the 5 that will come in at that $400 price range or $500 price range.
You know,
that's exactly why, just based on the stuff in the document, that I think the top tier console will be $500. And then that second tier console will be $400.
It could be.
I agree with you about that.
After Xbox, drops their console to $400, they still want to compete at that market, and they already, got the narrative taken away from them that they don't have the most powerful console on the market. So they want to match that price point and still have, be able to say that they're the best place to play. All those slogans that they built up over this generation. They want to continue that same narrative. So they'll have to get it at that same price point. If they're $100 more and people still feel like they can get great games on the Xbox, they're not really competing at that point, because they'll be exactly in the same point where Microsoft was at, where the initial portion of when the X came out, people were like, oh, why do I need to jump on this? The hardcore jumped on it. But it only till now that people feel like they really need to buy Xbox One X.
Yeah, I feel like we have to consider the casual gamer. All of us here, we're hardcore gamers, so we're for us, we're just like, okay, when is it released? Because we're going to buy it, and we look at a price like the Forte mentioned, potentially $600, and we say, okay. I could do that. I could do that for what I expect to get from Sony's first party and their service and their platform. But we have to consider that there's a certain point where the casual gamer is going to check out. And I think at $600, the casual gamer is going to check out.
Definitely.
At that point, casual gamer doesn't want any part of that. And the vast majority of the sales for all of these consoles come from the casual gamer. They come from the guy who just buys a console to play Call of Duty and Madden and NBA 2K. They're not
the one hot game is for that year.
Like or Red Dead. Ooh, I heard this Red Dead's good. I'm gonna pick that up. That's the one game they're going to play this year, and that's the majority of where these sales are going to come from. If it's $600, the guy's not going to drop $600 down to play a couple of games a year.
But
we're all in. But that kind of gamer, they're going to check out at $600.
I just don't think that they really care. I'm not going to say they don't care about the casual gamer. I just think this initial system, they do care. They care.
They grab the casual market. That's why they have so many consoles out there right now, which they have a huge platform to sell software. And I hear what Slow-Mo's saying, and I know I might sound like a broken record here, but if they do go forwards compatible, which I am hoping they do, I want like crazy competition going into the next series of hardware between and Xbox, and I hope they do forwards compatibility, because if they do that, then the casual market that's bought the PS4s, that huge demographic that they already have that hardware in their living room will still be buying that software if it's that next hottest game, as long as they know it's playable on the system that they have underneath their TV right now. They will pick it up, and they have a huge base of consumers that will go out there and buy it, even if they don't have a PlayStation 5.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, the thing too is, somebody to your point about the $600 price point. I mean, the first year or two in a console's lifespan, I mean, it's mostly still hardcore gamers that are buying those consoles. It's not till like year 3 or 4 or 5 that you start seeing more casuals adopt those consoles. So I don't think $600. I mean, obviously 500 is more attractive. I don't think 600 is going to necessarily be a make or break for them, because apparently too, according to the rumor, they're gonna release a PS4 Pro Slim, and they're gonna cease production of the PS4. So
I got a bit of breaking news, dude. If you want to, this might excite a few people. Apparently, Age of Empires Definitive Edition just showed up on the Xbox Store for the Xbox One.
There it is. The mouse and keyboard support coming to the Xbox with that game.
Yeah, Idle Sloth on Twitter just put the picture, and sure enough, it says Xbox One.
Wow.
Yeah, and people kept saying Xbox gets more games exclusive to PC than they do to the console, and I wanted to make a video about that. I just thought Microsoft was not trying to jump ahead of itself when it came to these announcements. They said, "Hey, we're making these games for PC." And when they kept saying mouse and keyboard support coming to the Xbox, but they never said what games was supported.
Yep.
So I thought that's what I thought when they got to XO. That's when they were going to talk about what games were going to be coming, which is pretty much every game on PC that Microsoft makes, probably.
Yeah, and I kind of figured this was going to happen when Phil mentioned that Warframe was testing out the mouse and keyboard support starting this month, and I was like, yeah, they're probably going to make sure that this works out well, and it's going to eventually show up for their other PC only properties that they have. So this is I haven't tried it on Warframe. I'm a big Warframe fan, but I haven't tried the mouse and keyboard yet. But this doesn't surprise me at all. We're going to probably hear about Gears Tactics and the Minecraft.
That's the one that I want. That's the game I want. I want Gears Tactics, man.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, no doubt. That's interesting, man. Late breaking news, man. Here on Brat, man. Thank you, Boom, for sharing that.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
I appreciate it. So we're good, guys. Before we wrap up the show, go down the panel here. Are we all picking up PS5s day one?
Oh, that's automatic.
Absolutely.
Automatic.
Yep.
I hate to say this, but even if it's 6, I'm gonna buy it, dude. I'm not even fronting.
Dude, I gotta say, shout out to Verdict out there on Twitter. One of my homies, he likes to stir the pot every once in a while. And
he does.
He stirs the pot on both sides, though, which I can appreciate that. He just he causes chaos and sits back, and he kind of gets entertained by it. But shout out to him as well, because he kind of put it out there like, yo, which system would you buy day one? And of course it was like, for some reason he put Xbox One V or something. I'm like, what the hell is that? But I knew what he was trying to say, Scarlet, PS5. My answer was, I don't know what kind of features they're offering or anything like that yet. You know what I'm saying? I need to see. I need to see what they're coming out with. We can look at rumors and they can be even like 90% credible, but until Sony comes out and shows their system, shows what it can do, the type of new features it has and stuff like that, I'm not going to commit to and I would even say this with Xbox. The only thing that Xbox has going for itself in this household is the gaming community that I game with.
Exactly.
I have a huge gaming community, dude. My DM is always lit. I always have people to play games with. It is absolutely amazing over there. And they have that, kind of like in their pocket when it comes to me. But at the end of the day, I like to see. I did it this generation as well. I looked at the PS4. I looked at the Xbox One. And I got to say, I liked what they first started talking about with the Xbox One being all digital. Now, I know back in 2013, there was this huge thing about it, but look at the most popular games that are out now. Look how many, people are buying games digitally now and everything like that. It's just that Microsoft kind of saw the future before everybody else did. And we're basically living kind of like living in that era and going into it deeper this year moving forward. But I can't say yes or no until I actually know what this thing can do and what kind of features it's going to offer me as a gamer, man.
No, that's a great point, man. I mean, I think you're right. At the end of the day, I mean, we can all sit there and say that we would buy it. I think most of us would, but you're right. I mean, we also kind of have to look at features, content, and ultimately, I think maybe price too. So that's a great point, man. But we'll see if this thing. Oh shit! As we get closer to February, we'll find out for sure. If this
February.
real.
We'll know.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they'll do it.
Yeah, and
February's gonna be a crazy month, man. All the games that's coming out.
Oh yeah, 2019 is gonna be insane.
Yeah.
At least most of the games that were coming out February 22nd, like they all scattered like cockroaches when you turn the light on, man. Like and they kind of cleared out that one date because there was like 5 games releasing in one day.
As long as Anthem don't move, I'm good.
They scared the Anthem. That's why they moved.
Anthem getting. What'd you say?
It's gonna be garbage.
Oh Lord, don't make me turn against you.
Sorry, I got my boy Slow Mo to back me up.
You can't say against garbage.
I don't know about that.
It.
I don't know about that, Enrique. I'm buying Anthem day one.
Man, that Anthem, man, the stuff they've been showing over the last week. Oh my god,
I'm just hoping there's an end game.
Yeah. But guess what? I'll have the game. I already own the game to find out if there is an end game. So,
I just want there to be after you finish the main story. They have it. They've learned from the mistakes of other, your massive entertainments, your Bungies. They've learned from the mistakes of other companies how to keep people interested. Because if not, 3 weeks later is Division 2. So you can lose a massive number of people who jump in, very quickly.
They'll just lose you, so long. That's it.
I may have to join his train. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, boom, they're gonna lose you regardless, just because you jump from game to game like crazy.
I do. I have a lot of countries, but I don't stay in one too long.
No, you don't. Every time I look up, you posted a new picture on Twitter from a different game you playing. I'm always trying to catch you in gamer score, and I'm like, God dang.
I just love games, bro. It's like I said, it's my only vice. It's my only thing. If I have an Achilles heel, gaming is it, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Not a bad vice to have, man.
Not at all.
Certainly worse.
Very expensive one, but not a bad one.
Yeah, I mean, you could be addicted to meth. That's always
true.
Worse.
That is very true.
Well, I think we'll all be high in a minute because I think that stuff's gonna pass. I think the whole country's gonna be like Jamaica.
Oh my God. All right. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up podcast. Oh my goodness. Hey, I want to say a big thank you to our two guests here, Boomstick and Xbox 448. Gentlemen, had a blast. Great having you guys on the show. Really
Absolutely.
Your time. Yeah, definitely need to get you guys back on again soon. And real quick, guys, Xbox 448, where can people find you?
Yeah, dude. I first off, man, I had an absolute blast as well. You have a great panel here. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of energy. Dude, the time kind of just like flew by. Like when you told me 9 o'clock, I was like, oh man, I'm going late night now. And then all of a sudden we're already after 11 here. But I make it simple for everybody. I do have a YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out, it is Xbox 448. It is the home of the next podcast. We had my brother Enrique on the show this past Saturday. We do gaming news with gameplay going. We put it all together. So this way, if you're watching or if you're listening, because I know a lot of people just listen, you will be entertained any way you take in content. And other than that, you can follow me on Twitter. You could add me on Xbox. It's all Xbox 448, man. And thank you again for having me on, dude.
I gotta
definitely my pleasure.
I gotta get some gameplay on your channel, bro.
Yeah. Do you have that winning gameplay though? That's the only thing.
Oh, winning! Oh Lord.
No, yeah. People who
winning.
come at the end of the show, people actually vote for who had the best gameplay, and then that gameplay, the next week coming, gets like the complete gold overhaul with the gameplay winner logo and the trophy and everything, and it plays right in the beginning of the show, man.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to get in on that.
Yeah, check that out. That sounds pretty cool.
Get one of you owning slow-mo in a game.
Oh.
Well,
I got some gameplay of me owning another in person.
Oh,
community.
I'd like to see some Diablo Immortal gameplay. That will win.
Oh my goodness! Wow. And without further ado, a big thank you to Mr. Boomstick. Boomstick, man, where can people find you, man?
Hey, man, listen. First of all, this was great. Like I said, Bot hit it out of the park. Your panel is amazing. This was laughs from the start. We had a little bit of a hiccup in the beginning. You muted Mike that wasn't muted. But you know what, dude? It was an honor to be here. Really, I had a lot of fun. Real easy. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Boomstick XL. Pretty much on same thing on Xbox Live, same thing on PSN. It's Mr. Boomstick XL. And if you're interested and you want to check out my channel, I do run 3 live shows weekly. I don't do as many videos because I enjoy being behind the mic and in live in person. And check out my channel, Double Barrel Gaming on YouTube.
Awesome, man. And by the way, guys, for everyone listening, I did put the links to both of their podcasts in the description section, so definitely please check them out. So, Slow-Mo, man, always a pleasure. Great having you on, as always.
Absolutely. Hey, Xbot 445 and 448 and 445. 445. And Boomstick. I'm really happy to be able to do a podcast with you guys. You guys are cool people.
Oh, thanks, dude. It was a blast, man. It was a lot of fun.
Especially you, Boom. You're my second wave division division agent over here. So yeah.
Too funny. Hey, Slow-Mo, and where can people find you, man?
Oh yeah, you can find me on Twitter, same name, Slow-Mo Backslap, and also on the Scumcast with the Ash and Luca, the crazy midget. Yeah, she's probably gonna kill me for saying
she's gonna
that.
Cut you, man.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna cut the hell out of my ankles for saying that.
Oh shit!
I'm making it worse now. I need to stop.
River rafting on a Peringo.
See, now Forte gonna get some of that knife too.
Trying to help you.
Her podcast, the Scumcast, is normally on Saturdays. This Saturday is going to be a little bit later due to XO. I think we're probably going to get started around 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to check us out and hear our feedback about how the show went, just hop on over their channel.
All right, man. Awesome. And Forte, man, thank you again, bro. And where can people find you?
Yo, first of all, you can catch me on.
Oh my goodness, that's great.
So first of all, to all of my assassins out there,
I gotta take a picture of this.
That is awesome.
All of the assassins out there, you can catch me on YouTube and Twitter at _GamingForte. Definitely enjoy being on this podcast with all of you guys. Xbox, the first time I was on with you. Boom, this is like the 3rd or 4th time.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoy the conversations with you guys. And as you can see, the Assassin's Creed mask, I will be playing Assassin's Creed this Thursday. I will be streaming it on the YouTube channel, so come by and check it out if you want.
That's dope.
You know what I love about the helmet is the headset on over the helmet.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great, man. That is so great.
Going into the Discord, man. I'm gonna have a screenshot of that in the Discord.
That's cool. I got you.
Hey, Forte, that is awesome, man.
That just made the whole show, by the way. I just want you to know that.
Hey, gotta spice it up, man. Gotta spice it up.
No doubt. B Money, man. Thank you, Gimmin. Always a pleasure. And where can people find you, man?
Yeah, man. First, I gotta shout out to two great guests that we had on this week, man. Great conversation this week. So appreciate you guys coming through.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you, brother.
You can find me here every Wednesday, or your local social media or gaming platform. Same name. And then you catch me on Tick Podcast, man. We'll be doing the live reaction show on the channel for XO this Saturday, and then we'll have our normal scheduled show this Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come through, check us out. We're in a search of adding, a couple of new people to the Tick Podcast. Last week we had Delilah HD on there.
Delilah, that's a great guest, right?
Yeah, great guest. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be announcing pretty soon, who we're going to be adding to the cast. But having a great time, with all the guests that we've had on the show so far. So going to continue that search this weekend, and hopefully pretty soon we'll have a full cast again.
Awesome.
That process is so fun, finding new people to conversate with.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. And for everyone also, remember we are Basement Radio Arcade Podcast is a Tick affiliate as well. So big shout out to the affiliates and the Tick Games Network too, man. So love what you guys are doing over there, B Money, man.
We're trying, man. Definitely trying, man. Shout out to everybody, working on the website. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the Iron Lords.
Yeah, you
nice.
know what I mean? Shout out to all those great gamers out there. We appreciate everybody putting in that work. So
yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. So all right, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Had a blast. Everyone in the live chat, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And other than that, hey, everyone, enjoy the rest of the week. And enjoy gaming and XO 2018 on Saturday.
Nice.
On that note, we are out. Peace.
Later, everyone.
Peace.
Good night.
Later, everyone.
XO.
Peace.